Thank you very much. Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to thank the Ministry of Ocean and Fisheries of this beautiful country, South Korea, for hosting this fourth Catfish project. It is really amazing to be in South Korea. It's my second time here in that country. I came in 2014 with WMU field trip and professors. The food is amazing. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. I would like to express my gratitude to the Catfish team, to the president of the World Maritime University, Dr. Cleopatra Doumbia-Henry, to Professor Raphael Baumler, to Professor Francis Neat, to Dr. Kathleen, to Sonia Santangelo, and all the logisticians here who made a fantastic work and to put us in very nice condition. Thank you very much. Today I'm going to talk about fisheries in Senegal and ayu fishing in my country. The outline of this presentation is the following one. I will talk about the Senegal maritime profile, the fishermen and the fish in Senegal, the question of ayu fishing in the Senegalese water and how to combat the ayu fishing. And after that, giving some recommendation and consideration about the topic. Senegal is located in West Africa, as you can see on the map. Senegal is bordered by several countries. In the north, Mauritania. On the east, we have Mali, a landly connected country. In the middle of Senegal, you have Gambia. I'm used to say that Gambia is a province, is a Senegalese province, because of this delimitation of colonialists. You have the same people. We share the same culture, the same language. We have two frontiers with Gambia, and in the south you have Guinea and Guinea-Bissau. On the western side, bordered by the Atlantic Ocean, we have also Cabo Verde. Senegal was disputed in the past by the various colonial powers, France, Netherlands, England, and Portugal. Why? You can easily understand. Because of its geostrategic position. As Mahan say, who dominates the seas, dominates the world. Senegal belongs also to the maritime community, the International Maritime Community, FAO, the UN system organizations, IMO, and the Regionalist One organizations, the Union African, ECOWAS, and the CSRP, Sub-Regional Fisheries Commission. This commission is a vital reservoir of fish resources. And it is amazing by its huge territory, 3,500 kilometers, and you have 1/4 of the economic activity in this commission. You can find more than 1,000 fish species. Senegal also is a part of the Sicily. This is the Canary Current of large marine ecosystem. And in this area of more than 4,220 kilometers, we are harvesting 3 million tons of fish annually. Senegal also is visited because we have sand, we have nice beaches, because of tourism and telecommunications. We are a model with the joint venture with Orange Telecom. We try to build a network in Africa and bringing also education capacity building within country like Benin, and they have implemented a new telecommunication operator through joint with Senegalese experts. Transport, we have the maritime transportation for people from the south in Casamance, and are taking many ferries. And you remember last day I mentioned the accident of the Jola. This vessel was transporting people from Dakar to Casamance. Now let's go to the topic, to the fisheries aspects and to this sector. Fisheries is really essential for Senegalese people. We like to eat fish. We are eating fish every day. Just after the independence of Senegal, the government decided to divide the fisheries sector in two parts. The first one was the artisanal one. And the artisanal one was dedicated to feed the Senegalese people. And the second one was for the export, to bring money for the states. We have a direction of maritime fisheries bringing statistics to the Ministry of Fisheries in Senegal, and the name is DPM, and the global production in 2020 first was about 459,000 tons of fish harvested in the country. The cost is about 340 million euros, and in CFA it is 224 billion francs CFA. We do not have currently the new report. You may know that collecting data is really complicated in our country. What about the artisanal segment of Senegalese fisheries? In 2019, they have harvested 441,000 tons, equivalent to 295 million euros. They are fishing 83% of the total production. And the men that are working inside are really important. We have about 12,000 people working in the artisanal fishing sector. Oh, sorry, 72,000. We have different numbers and statistics about fishermen and artisanal fishing boats. You can read the numbers on that slide, but we do not find the same data in every direction, because the research is not so deep, and as I mentioned, we lack of statistic data and men and professionals doing it properly. What about the industrial sector? The landings are done by the trawlers, the national tuna boats, and the sardine boats. So you can imagine the species that are harvested in our country. And those catches are just directed to the factories, to the processing units, and turned to the external market, as I mentioned previously. We have also the emergence of aquacultures, but as you can see, it's at a low level. We are only producing about 1,000 tons of fish. Where are the women in the fisheries value chain? They are working in the processing area, they are selling fish, and they represent 7% of those who are working in the processing sector. You can read what we are processing in terms of volume. 75,000 tons. It is the equivalent of 53 billion CFA. Those products are processed by the artisanal sector with an important volume of 72%. The export are destined. The destination of those exports are Africa, Asia, the United States, and as you can guess, we have agreement with Europe and Dubai as well. Why fish matter in our country, in my country, Senegal? Because it represents the first income in the GDP. And also, it's a significant element in food security and nutrition. In fact, we have more than 75% of animal protein that we can receive from fish. We have also here the number of exploitation, the money, the amount of money. It is about 500 million euros per year. In 2019, sometimes it can decrease or increase. It depends of the time. At the COVID time, we have seen a decrease of the number. Are you fishing in Senegal? My first point is that in 1970, the population, the Senegalese population was estimated around 5 million people, 5 million people. It is very low because Senegal has a territory of more than 192,000 kilometers. Fish was really abundant in those periods, and in 2023, we are nearly 20 million. The population doubled by 4. Do we have an extension or an expansion of our coastline? We have the same coast, 718 kilometers. It hasn't changed. But fish is scarce. And I think this is a global concern, the rarefaction, and that's why the criminals are harvesting everywhere to have fish because of the law of market. The Senegalese option of understanding, the way of understanding IU fishing is based on the IPOA, FAO definition of the activities of illegal fishing, unregulated, unreported. So the first I can just summary those activities of IU fishing. For the illegal, you have the forbidden by Senegalese law, example, the absence of licenses, and do not declare unreported or misreported. And unregulated vessel without nationality or non-party to a RFMO. But bear in mind that we need to take into account for each element the absence of management and conservative measures. What about the new cases? In Malmö, we were discussing about the Kunlun case, this famous case, and about some companies, Chinese companies, who have the Senegalese nationality. And it's the same here. You have almost the majority of those fishing vessels belonging to them. The infringements in 2021 are listed here. In the commission of the DPSP, this is the commission gathering all the structures of the government and also the organization of professionals, and they stand for each cases, each IU cases, and give the fine, interpret the infringement, and try to retrieve the money for the state. So we have here 8 cases of IU fishing, and as you can read them, the major concern was the absence of license and fishing in forbidden area. And the amount of money are not so severe, I think. The fines are so slow. If you compare to the quantity of fishing that the violators can harvest, you can see 45,000 euros is nothing. What are the impacts of IU fishing in Senegal? We have an overexploitation of fish products. As I mentioned earlier, fish is rare, and a depletion and a degradation of the ecosystem. IU fishing in Senegal is estimated to 228 million euros. What are the challenges? The challenges currently are the lack of data, the means, the technological means, and also the availability of those means to monitor and surveil our maritime spaces. Also, the inclusion of all the actors in the MCS and their capacity building, also the capacity building of those actors. We have started also a geolocation of the pirogues, the canoe, the artisanal boat. And this project, I think, is really essential to tackle and safety at sea, and to see those also who are committing or violating the fishing activity. What are the permanent concerns that we have with the fishermen? It's that they do not have fish near the coast. Fish is far away now, so fatigue is a main concern. They have to go far away in the EZ to fish. And they have conflicts with also the industrial vessels at sea. In 2020, we had 27 deaths and 55 fishermen missing. And I want to say that fishing is not more an interesting activity. That's why the young people want to immigrate and you have this development of illegal smuggling, they prefer saying Barça or Barzak. Barça meaning going to Barcelona, or Barça meaning death. They prefer dying than being in the state and remaining poor. In the fisheries value chain, you can have other crime occurring, and sometimes they are connected with IU fishing. You have the fraud or the forged documents, corruption, illegal smuggling, as I mentioned earlier, money laundering, drug trafficking, human trafficking, and arms trafficking as well. How can we fight IU fishing in Senegal? We need a synergy. We need a collaboration at the national level. We need also regional cooperation. And we need international partnership to build strong responses to combat IU fishing. What is the legal framework of Senegal? Senegal has ratified and signed the Major Pillar Convention on Fisheries, the UN Fish Stock Agreement, if the FAO, APO plan to deter IU fishing, the PSMA, and we have also ratified the Convention of Exploitation of the Commission, Subregional Commission. And nationally, we have our fishing code and the Mercantile Marine Code. And if we are talking about fisheries crime, we have to rely on the penal code and also on the tax general code. Who are the institutions which permit us to combat IU fishing? We have different ministries working on IU fishing and MOUs also between the agencies. And we need synergy, national synergy to tackle IU fishing. The first direction involved in the combat about IU fishing is the DPSP, the Direction of Protection and Surveillance of Fisheries. My colleague Shafal is working in that direction as the head of division related to inspection and control of fisheries in Senegal. The Navy as well, and we have 3 naval bases because they are the maritime law enforcement actor in Senegal, and they can board arrest the criminals. You have the National Agency of Maritime Affairs, ANAM, my structure, and we are the Maritime Authority and the delegated one after the minister. We are the MARAD. We are dealing with vessel registry, seafarers, administration, accidents investigation, coastal states mission, flag and port state as well. At sea, you have also the Maritime Gendarmerie, which can patrol with the Navy, the Port of Dakar as well, the Direction of Maritime Fisheries. They give the license and the statistics, but the license and statistics is a joint activity within the ministries, and the DITP for the sanitary certification, and the ASMAR, which is the High Authority. In case of emergency in Senegal, they coordinate the National Council. In terms of operation, the Navy got 6 patrol boats in Senegal to surveil the Senegalese waters. and we have VMS, CIS radar. And the Senegalese Navy is the first to provide naval units in the commission, in the supervision. What about academia? Education is the key to combat IU fishing. We have different students coming from Morocco, from Côte d'Ivoire, from Mali, from Gambia, from the CSRP region, and they are studying in different schools of fisheries, aquaculture, and you have those schools, and particularly the National School of Maritime Training. You have also the University of Dakar, Bombay, and Saint Louis, who are involved also in the fight against IU fishing. Women are involved in this terrific phenomenon and try to combat it as they can. With Greenpeace, they were involved in a campaign, and this campaign was entitled, "Where is my fish?" Because they said that the fish is stolen. Stolen by whom? Those who have manufacturers to produce fish oil or fish flour to feed what? Aquaculture farms. They ask to preserve the fisheries activity. They want as well to be recognized as professionals because they are not recognized and then can benefit social health care. What about the regional cooperation? We have the ECOWAS and the UA strategies, which are really important for the region. We have the joint patrols in the CSRP zone, the ECOWAS integrated maritime security because of various threats as piracy and the Yaoundé Code of Conduct, and the PESCAO as well. And through the support of European Fisheries Control Agency, they can have projects trying to manage the fisheries sector and combating IU fishing at sea. This is a chart about the Multinational Maritime Coordination Center. Senegal is located in the zone G, and the headquarters of the CRESMAO is in Abidjan. We have a colleague which is, sorry, I have a colleague who is in that CRESMAO in Abidjan. What about the African Union Maritime Strategy, the 2000 AIM strategy? This strategy is based on the development of sustainable blue economic, but centered on human capital development and well-being. The principle, as you can see on that inverted pyramid, the principles are noted here. It is the IC5. Information sharing, communication, collaboration, cooperation, capacity building, and coordination are needed to create blue economy in Africa and to permit this blue economy to grow, and after that to consolidate this blue economy. African Union in its Article 4 mention think Africa above all. We have this point, interesting point, and I think the African state should consider it. I'm gonna read it. The African Union looks for the appropriate level of compensation for the 5 decades of losses due to IU fishing and overfishing in the African maritime domain. A compensation fund should be established and its proceeds invested in the development of sustainable fishing industries across Africa. I think it's a time to start new thinking, new consideration for IU fishing understanding and preservation of our natural resources. For whom? For next generations. The IC5 must be integrated in the action plan of navies, of administration, for raising awareness and integrated operations. Severe sanctions to the IU fishing offenders has the Rome Declaration on IU fishing mentioned, including seizure of assets and prosecutions and compensation. This is really important. What are the recommended measures of Union Africa? They ask for efficient licensing and control of fishing vessels, strong VMS operation reporting fishing vessel in real time, monitoring and interception of irresponsible fishing by patrol rapidly, application of technical standards for the safety of non-convention fishing vessels, categorize black and white list by flag states has a reformist to detect bad actors, and advocacy to African and World Banks and international community to tackle IU fishing in Africa. What about the traditional international cooperation? You have the UN Agenda 2030 and FAO, Interpol, UNODC, UNDP, which are the main organizations tackling IU fishing and having strategies and programs in Africa, and particularly in Senegal. With the FAO, we have new procedures within the PSME implementation. We start to deliver catches origin certificates and having relations with FAO in recording the fishing vessel and information sharing through their system. TMT is helping as well for that project, and the Global Fishing Watch, and they will start a new program, I think in March and June in Senegal. They will be there. Just want to show you this picture. We are in a global and small world. Can you guess who are here? Have a look and tell me, please. No, don't show anybody. Please tell. You have Dia here. Hi, I mentioned we are in a small global world, And you have Shafal here as well. This is international cooperation. They were looking at evidence in the Kulun case that I was talking in Malmö in October. What about the bilateral cooperation? Senegal was part of this first Sustainable Blue Economy Conference in Kenya in 2018. We have agreement also with France, and les éléments français, the French elements, help us to surveil our maritime zone by air surveillance. And Canada also, the direction of Shafal was a project of Canada. They started with that project to build a fisheries surveillance in Senegal, and it's only in 2000 that the Senegalese government decided to create this DFSP, the direction of Shafal. We have also a strong support from Norway. Norway financially work with Senegal in tackling Irish fishing. We participated to different fish crime symposium, and in October as well, the Minister of Senegal has signed the Copenhagen Declaration, and the new minister, because he's here since some months, 5 months I think, we'll have an agenda with Norway. We will be at the Blue Justice Conference in March 2023 in Denmark. As you can see in that picture, you have also our ministers signing a MOU to tackle IU fishing with this great lady. I think you know them because she is a WMU student, and now she's the director of the Maritime Administration, and they are working, they have signed a MOU, a protocol to combat IU fishing, Liberia and Senegal. You have organization also as well, international organization, helping the artisanal sector to tackle IU fishing. You have USAID, they come fish in Senegal, and they have created, implemented, and executed a project on IU fishing with the artisanal communities. What about the academia? It's for me the occasion to thank again KMI and also the World Maritime University. Without WMU, I couldn't stand here and talking with you. Indeed, WMU is a center of excellence. They create leaders, experts, and champions in the maritime and fisheries domain. With Catfish project, they gather all of us here to try to see how we can further tackle IU fishing and to understand this concern and the progression of implementation of international laws and standards in our countries. We need more experience about IU fishing. We need to learn more. We need to be together. We need to share more experiences and information to have efficient solution to tackle IU fishing in our countries. We are in developing countries. We do not have the assets, but we have the brain. and we can share all the experiences and find together solution. Yes, we can. We can tackle IU fishing. By this way, I think we need more education, more experience sharing. We need as well capacity building. But we should not remain in the same countries. We are always in Sweden. Why can't we go elsewhere? I invite you all to come to Senegal and to see what happened there, to see the reality. We are here with our computer discussing, telling things. Okay, I'm telling wrong, you don't know. You must come, see what happened, see the population, the coastal population, see the agencies, train them, listen to those people, and try to find the best solution. We do not need imported solution, no, not at all, but to have the best that we can conceive. As I say earlier, we have brain. Looking to the UA strategy, I think we need to assess this strategy. We need to see if it's working. We need to see if it's implementing. We need to see how we can build funds in Africa to tackle IU fishing. What about inventing other model or organization? African Fisheries Organization, International Fisheries Organization. What about WMU? You should have a discipline in fisheries, a specialization in fisheries. Fisheries matters. We eat fish, we walk through fish. In Senegal, 600,000 people have revenue thanks to fish. Fish is our wealth. So you must get involved in that capacity building of students for the future of Africa and maritime African countries. We need a strong political will in seeing our leaders, our politicians, because when you will come, you need to see them. You can raise more awareness in this fisheries domain area and purpose as well solution. Transparency, responsibilities, commitment, co-constructive solutions are needed to tackle IU fishing. Our politicians must play their plain role to protect our seas and waters. African fisheries and maritime resilience is possible, as well performance. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.